Okay, so I'm sitting on my couch one day and a buddy decided that he was going to send me like a Facebook Messenger, message saying that, hey, look what I found on Marketplace. So he sent me this snapshot of this GI-Joe Skystriker that was listed for sale and asked me if, hey, you might be interested in this, you might want to reach out to him. It's basically a picture of the Skystriker and a little bit of the information, make offer, best offer takes it, so on and so forth. It was, to see that on Marketplace, that was one of those things where it's like a rabbit with a carrot. You're just kind of like, oh Jesus, I gotta get this, So I was interested right from the start. So I reached out to this woman and I said, hey, I'm interested. What's the status? What are we doing? And we went back and forth a little bit. Nothing significant. But basically she had apologized that she didn't get back to me sooner. And that her husband was having a difficult time with the idea of getting rid of it. So this guy ended up posting it and then kind of tried to sort of back off and back out of it after he had, I don't know how many people inquired, but I know that I did. So he kind of was luring these people along and then tried to back out last minute when people showed interest. So that wasn't cool. I had responded and I'd basically saying, look, I'm a serious collector. When people get emotional attachments to things, sometimes they don't want to sell it because they don't think that people are going to take care of it to the extent in which they are going to take care of it. So long and short of it is I let them know I was a serious collector and that if I did get my hands on it, that I would polish it up, put it on a shelf, and it would be really, I don't want to call it a museum, but you know what I mean. It would be, it would be well taken care of. It'd go up. No one's going to play with it. It's going to go up. It's a display piece. That's the word I'm looking for, a display piece. So they kind of fire back with sort of a high price on it, and she's starting to kind of try to bait me along, and anyone who's watched enough, pickers or who has done this long enough knows how to dicker and barter. Anyway, she comes back at me with something, and I was kind of like, okay, no, I'm not going to give you my idea of what I want to pay for it, because if I tell you $80 and really in the back of your mind you only want $50 for it, I'm not going to pay you 30 extra bucks. So when she basically said that he was going to back out of it, but what would I offer to maybe get him interested again? And that's bullshit. I'm not going to do that. So I sent back a message saying, hey, tell me what he's sort of looking at, and I'll see if I can be sort of a player on that. And then she came back and said something along the lines of, look, if you can, basically sweeten the pot enough, maybe I can get my husband reinterested again in selling it, which, my God, I felt like a fish on a hook, It's like, oh, Jesus. But any item that you're going to want bad enough, you're going to play the game. So this was definitely a game I was willing to play, and I felt a game I was being, trying to be played at. So, alright, so what originally ended up happening is that the deal went cold. Basically it was it. They took it off and they were no longer interested in selling it. But of course, with the box and everything, I always had my eye really, really on, Marketplace, looking for another Skystriker that was comparable to that one, which I never did find. You get a lot of junk on there. I think I actually found one that was like spray painted and shit. It was like, okay, this is not what I'm looking for. But anyway, probably about 3 months later, this guy reached out to me and asked me if I was still interested in buying it. And I was like, well, shit, yeah. So long and short of it is that his wife had left him and he needed to get some money in order to, move on with his life or whatever. And he was selling a lot of his stuff in order to do that. So, obviously I went out to his house. Did you see that shit? The guy's walking with a fucking sign on him. Right there in his kitchen, he showed me all the stuff, told me that the Skystriker used to belong to his brother. And, he had emotional attachment to it. So, he wanted 75 bucks for it or something like that. I think I got him down to about $50 or $60. I understand that we all want to move on with our lives, but I'm a collector and I'm not going to pay full price for something that... I'm not going to pay an emotional price for something. I'll pay a realistic price for it. There was a little bit of damage to the box, but the Skystriker was complete. All the missiles, parachutes, and it did not have Ace, the figure. So I actually had to get him separate at I think it was a Boston Comic Con is where I got him. So I mean, the vehicle was complete to a point, but not totally complete. So I felt that what I paid was pretty much, you know, spot on, enough to where he needed to get what he needed, and I needed to get where I needed. So it was a good medium ground. So anyway, let me show you a little better detail of the Skystriker, and yeah, good stuff.